South Africa once again finds itself engulfed in a storm of political, social, and emotional turbulence, shaken by a new revelation that has struck at the very core of the nation's leadership. This time, the Democratic Alliance, the DA, claims to possess evidence capable of dismantling President Cyril Ramaphosa's entire political standing, sending shockwaves through the country and leaving citizens wondering whether the scandals that have trailed the president have truly reached their peak or whether this new development marks the most explosive chapter yet. The uproar began during a heated DA press briefing in Cape Town, where the opposition party confidently faced the media and unveiled what they described as irrefutable proof of Ramaphosa's direct involvement in a covert funding network. According to their assertions, this shadowy system has allegedly manipulated state contracts, diverted public resources, and quietly influenced internal ANC decision-making over several years. Standing before reporters, the DA spokesperson declared that the president had effectively been caught red-handed, insisting the financial documents in their possession showed trails that could not simply be dismissed or explained away, emphasizing that these were not rumors or speculative accusations but hard evidence of misconduct. Within moments, the announcement sent Parliament into disarray, leaving even some of Ramaphosa's steadfast supporters stunned, and within hours, footage of the press conference had gone viral, drawing millions of South Africans who were eager to witness what many online commentators were already calling the downfall of a political titan. The leaked reports at the center of the controversy alleged that the president utilized a private trust fund to channel money from undisclosed sources, funds that were outwardly designated for developmental programs and economic empowerment projects across the country. According to the DA's claims, however, the reality was far darker. Portions of the money were allegedly rerouted into political lobbying efforts, campaign financing, and personal ventures connected to individuals within the president's inner circle. The potential implications deepened when it was noted that some of the suspicious financial movements coincided with key ANC policy shifts, raising serious questions about whether certain decisions were motivated by national interest or by the influence of those contributing to the alleged funding network. A DA insider, commenting on the matter, likened the situation to a classic case of political laundering, explaining that money passed through seemingly legitimate channels, but its final destination revealed a far more troubling narrative. As the story gained momentum, the public waited anxiously to hear from the presidency, clinging to the hope that some clarification might calm the escalating tension. But as hours turned into days, all that emerged was a carefully crafted statement dismissing the DA's assertions as baseless theatrics designed to disrupt governmental operations. Despite the firm tone of the statement, insiders reported that Ramaphosa himself was holding a series of urgent, private meetings with legal advisors and trusted ANC allies, attempting to strategize and contain the rapidly unfolding crisis. Sources familiar with the situation said the president was furious and felt deeply betrayed by whoever might have leaked the financial records that formed the basis of the DA's allegations. Yet the DA has remained insistent that the documents are authentic and that they are fully prepared to present them before Parliament or in court if necessary. Within the ANC, internal tensions are reportedly rising, with some members demanding that the president address the matter openly and clear his name, while others encourage him to stand his ground and refuse to legitimize what they characterize as opposition-driven misinformation. But behind closed doors, whispers are growing louder, hinting at deeper fractures within the party. One senior ANC member, speaking anonymously to reporters, allegedly warned that if the DA indeed had the kind of evidence they claimed, the repercussions could be devastating, not only for Ramaphosa himself but for the image and unity of the ANC as a whole. The scandal has already become a weapon in internal power struggles, with factions loyal to Deputy President Paul Moshatile reportedly using the controversy to argue that the party needs new leadership untouched by a long chain of allegations and controversies. Outside Parliament, the public response has been nothing short of explosive. Protesters gathered in Pretoria and Johannesburg, demanding transparency and accountability, holding up placards with messages such as "No more lies" and "Our president must speak," reflecting a growing frustration among citizens who feel repeatedly let down by leaders accused of corruption, mismanagement, and greed. Many believe this scandal represents a breaking point after years of hearing about billions allegedly stolen, misused, or lost without visible consequences. One angry citizen described the situation as a painful cycle in which South Africans endure economic instability, rising unemployment, and political drama while seeing little evidence that leaders are being held accountable. Social media, as expected, erupted into a frenzy, with hashtags like #RamaphosaExit, #DA-Bombshell, and #collapse of the ANC trending for hours as users dissected screenshots, rumors, commentary, and every detail connected to the unfolding story. Political analysts quickly weighed in, labeling this moment as potentially decisive for Ramaphosa's presidency. Some predict that if the DA's evidence withstands scrutiny, the president may face a parliamentary investigation or even mounting pressure to resign. Others warn that the scandal could accelerate internal shifts within the ANC, emboldening rising leaders and weakening Ramaphosa's already delicate grip on authority. According to one expert, the situation transcends the usual opposition versus government dynamic and has evolved into a matter of political survival, for Ramaphosa, for the ANC, and perhaps for the country's broader political stability. As Parliament braces for what is expected to be a fierce and polarized debate over the leaked documents, South Africans find themselves on edge, uncertain of what the coming days may bring. If the DA's claims prove valid, Ramaphosa could face the most severe political crisis of his career. If the allegations fall apart under scrutiny, the situation may still leave an indelible mark on the already strained relationship between citizens and their government, becoming yet another chapter in the ongoing conflict between the ruling party and its restless opposition. What remains clear is that the damage, in many ways, has already been done. Public trust has been shaken, doubts have been seeded, and confidence in leadership has been undermined once more. South Africa now stands at a pivotal crossroads, awaiting answers to questions that could shape its political landscape for years to come. Will the president emerge to defend his integrity with evidence strong enough to override the growing skepticism, or will this scandal mark the turning point that leads to his eventual downfall? The DA maintains that they have additional evidence ready to release, including documents, recorded conversations, and testimonies that they believe will bring the full truth into the light. As the nation watches, the intensity of this political storm continues to build, and with more revelations promised, it is clear that the situation is far from over. For many South Africans, the unfolding drama leaves them once again questioning who truly represents their interests and whether those in power are acting in the nation's best interest or merely protecting their own survival. Whatever happens next, the coming days could fundamentally alter the country's political trajectory, making this one of the most consequential moments in recent South African history. As the controversy deepens, many South Africans are beginning to grapple with the broader implications of what these allegations represent for the nation's democratic future. For years, the public has endured repeated cycles of scandal, investigation, denial, and political maneuvering, and this latest eruption feels to many like the culmination of long-simmering frustrations. Analysts note that the reaction this time seems different, more intense, more emotionally charged, and more widespread across diverse communities. Ordinary citizens who were once indifferent to political disputes are now engaging in heated conversations at workplaces, homes, and public transport hubs, trying to decipher what these claims mean for the stability of the country. The sense of uncertainty is palpable, as though the nation is collectively holding its breath while waiting to see whether its leadership can withstand yet another test of credibility. What makes this moment even more precarious is the fragile state of South Africa's economy and social fabric. With unemployment at persistently high levels, service delivery failures mounting, and public confidence in institutions steadily eroding, the political environment is primed for volatility. Should these allegations gain traction, they could spark deeper instability within the ANC, potentially triggering a leadership overhaul, factional retaliation, or even a power vacuum at the highest levels of government. Conversely, if Ramaphosa emerges unscathed, the opposition may face criticism for stoking public distrust without producing definitive proof, further inflaming partisan divisions. In either scenario, the country faces a heightened period of tension that could influence future elections, reshape alliances, and alter the balance of power in parliament. For now, millions are glued to their screens, following every new update, leak, and statement as though watching a political thriller unfold in real time. The overarching question remains, will this explosive scandal become the breaking point that forces deep transformation, or will it eventually fade into the background like so many before it? South Africa waits, anxious and uncertain, for the next chapter.